Yep.
You see both of them?
Yeah.
Okay. So which one do you want to talk about first?
Yeah. So hold on. Let me just give like a kind of an overview here. So the one on the left is what I have been doing. Now I upped my prices. I was doing 60, 65, 70. But I want to up
if you don't mind me asking, Devin, how much are you bringing in per month?
Last month I just had my best one. I brought in between 11 and 12,000. Before that,
how young are you?
23.
23, bringing in 11 grand. Look at that. Way to go. Love hearing that.
Yeah, I mean, that was, yeah, before that, it was like around 6 to 7.
Still though, that's awesome. And do you have a projection for 2022, what you want to bring in?
No, I don't actually.
So I would analyze your Q1, taking consideration what you did this month and what you plan on doing next month, and set a BHAG. What's a BHAG? Fucking Devin. What's a BHAG?
I don't know.
Big, hairy ass goal.
There you go. I don't like hairy, just sounds nasty to me. So I like to put it as, if you're a girl, it's a hunkette. If you're a guy, it's a hunky, big, hunky, audacious goal, or, big, hunky ass goal. So what would be cool to pull in? What if you were to do 15 grand over, that'd be 180 you could bring in. So maybe you put on your piece of paper, I want to bring in 180. And so that would be bringing in close to 14, 15. Great. Well, where are your streams of revenue right now? Primarily one-on-one, right?
Yeah, 1-on-2.
Okay. It's in-person training. Now, what about online?
Yeah, I'm trying to grow that, but
okay. So, 6 months from now, you could have 1 to 2K coming in from online. That absolutely could be happening. What about having a team working for you? So have you ever thought about having an online business that's booming, where you have a couple of Show Up interns who are new to the program, but you teach them how you want to do your own programming, and you broker a deal with Show Up, and you don't have to deal with the online space. You're bringing in 5-6 grand. You're pulling in 4, you're paying people 2. Why not do that? There's so many big thinking opportunities you can do here. So have that number in mind. So I think it's a great little segue from Alex talking about where he's currently at and what he wants to do. Look at that number. Now we're looking at Devin's number. Each person's number is going to be different. Don't get jealous. Don't try to compete with one another. You're competing against yourself. So congrats on hitting 11 to 12. So most people are doing this one right here.
No, most people were doing 24, at 65. So yeah. So anyways, here's the kind of my overview thinking. I'm currently just selling sessions. And so like you were talking about earlier, if someone wants to cancel, they can cancel. And, I don't get paid for that, and they don't work out, and they don't get as good of results. And so what I'm showing on the right here is what I'm thinking about doing, almost like a hybrid model where, I don't think I would present it as 1, 2, or 3 times a week, but rather like if I think they should work out 3 days a week, I'll give them like a packet that says 3 days a week and how much it would be. But let's say they choose 2 and they work out with me twice a week, then I provide that online service, kind of a hybrid between in-person and online, where I give them like 1 or 2 workouts at home. And so the benefit of that is that, like, 1, my income is consistent, but 2, it provides the accountability where, like, okay, you choose twice a week, like you're getting two workouts a week, whether you come or not. But the issue that I see there is potentially, like, for example, someone saying, okay, well, I'm here for the first 2 weeks of April, and then the last 2 weeks I'm going on vacation. So it's like, I guess my biggest question is, like, which one do you think I should do? And how do I handle something like, oh, okay, you're going to be gone the 2 weeks. Do I have them tell me a week before the month starts, in which case I bill them only for, 2 weeks? Or I think there's a lot of things.
You're I'm gonna go off on a little tangent here, but you have a specific, like, are you vegan or vegetarian? What is it?
Yeah, I consider like plant-based.
Plant-based. Okay. So if you have you been to a nice high-end plant-based restaurant?
Not really.
Okay. So let's pretend like you do go to one, and the waiter is super, super confident in this meal and says, this is what you should get. What are you going to do?
Get it?
Get it. I think most people will do that because of the confidence of the individual. I get a lot of pushback from trainers, and I get on my trainers all the time because they give me this excuse, and I say, it's because of your presentation. My clients are going to be gone for 2 weeks. They don't want to work out. I said, bullshit. You don't ask them to work out. You tell them to work out because I am your coach. You are a representation of my training. And if you're taking weeks off at a time, you're going to come back and here's what's going to happen. I put on 10 pounds. I feel like a fat pile of shit. Poor me, I'm a victim. Guess who gets to deal with that? Me. And then you're going to say, I'm going to try a juice cleanse to offset that. What? How was it that you were doing so great for 3 months? You take 2 weeks off and you're back in this negative spot. That's why you're working with the best. So when you're gone, you just said you're on vacation, right? So give me a client's name.
Joe.
What does Joe do?
New client. I'm not sure yet.
Okay, gotta figure that stuff out right in the beginning there, Devin. So
Joe, it was 2 people, so I was kind of battling on. Yeah.
Okay, nice excuse.
They actually
focus on that next time. You get their profession right away.
Yeah.
And so Joe, when you're off 2 weeks in the Bahamas and you're not teaching or you're not lawyering or being an owner, you have 40 hours that you didn't have before. That's all yours. You are going to work out every single day you're gone. And I'm going to design a program for you. Because when you're gone, here are the 2 scenarios, and you let me know which one you want. This one right here listens to me. This is the value working with me. I'm going to go online, find out the hotel. I'm going to call the manager. I'm going to get a video of what the gym looks like. I'm going to write you out a tailored program, which you're going to do every single day. So when you come back, we don't miss a step. Versus person B, I'm going to take 2 weeks off. Output comes down, input goes up. You just offset 10 weeks of awesome work that we put in. And you know what? I don't want to talk to person B when they come back because they're going to be in a shitty mood, and they're going to be putting it on me as I'm the bad guy. So which one do you want? Do you want to come back 10 pounds heavier and being grumpy pile of shit, or do you want to be proactive? When you came to me, you said you wanted to make a change. You're going on vacation. You're not making a change. Well, I just want to enjoy myself. I'm not saying you're going to fucking run a marathon every day. I'm saying you wake your ass up, you go to the gym, you work out, and you go have brunch. You go have your mimosas, you have your Mai Tais, whatever. We're talking about an hour a day that you didn't have, but you now have, but you didn't have before. I put that on my clients saying that that's fine. You're gone for 2 weeks. You get a program. That's part of the deal. You're working with the best because I'm going to provide that. And I say this to them because I'm a tough love, but my clients know me. Then I put it right back. I say, okay, so Devin, what's your next excuse for why you can't work out? And they'll be like, well, I'm going to be with my family. There's no gym. Awesome. Guess who's the best at designing functional workouts? I know someone. Yeah, this guy right here. I'll design your workouts. Here's some bands. Here's this. More stuff for your bullshit excuses. What next? What can't you do? It's going to be rainy. Are you sleeping outside? Are you on a boat? Or can you do stuff in the house? Oh, you can. So it's like you have to really be the detective on your client's excuses because they're going to say, I don't have access to stuff. Are you going to jail? Like, what do you mean you don't have access to stuff? Do you have a room? Here's what I'm willing to do. What time is it? If it's a time zone thing, I will wake up and I will do a 30-minute Zoom call with you and I will train you. Why can't we do Zoom calls? Have you done a lot of Zoom calls?
Yeah, it's actually something that I do sometimes and something that would work out really well with this model.
Exactly. And you do it in a facetious manner. And it's great because your clients are kind of like, oh shit, you're right. I'm being a victim. I'm going to be on vacation for the next 2 weeks. Oh, so you're not bringing your computer? No, I am. I'm going to have my computer. Why can't we do Zooms? Well, I guess I just never thought of that. Yeah, that's why you pay me the big bucks. And remember, these aren't the big bucks. Next year is going to be the big bucks when I bump up the pricing 50%. So take for granted what you're getting right now. But anyways, it's like, do little things like that because your clients are full of excuses. The great trainers like you are there to provide solutions for all those excuses.
Yeah, I like that. And I feel like it's the people that make all those excuses that don't get the results, don't commit, and it isn't as fun working with them for 1, 2, they just, they don't make the progress. So I feel like this would almost narrow in the people who are more, into it and want the results, and also like allow me to really be there for them, like even if they're gone.
And to take your BHAG, I'll get to you in a second, Mark, but to take it and to level up, one of the benefits of being part of the internship, think of it as 6 months from now, you have a different model with this, and that you can present to your client and say, when you're gone, do you want to work with my assistant and do the Zoom calls, or do you want to do them with me? Because when you do it with me, they're the normal, it's actually going to be an extra $50. Or if you want to do it with my assistant, you have a trainer who's newer. But when I say new, it's not like they're completely fresh. They've trained people. They can administer the Zoom calls with you, for you. And you start teaching people how you talk on the Zoom calls, the vocabulary they can and cannot do. It's your business. If they need to show up with a Devon shirt, or if they need to be in a polo, whatever it is, that's the great thing about being your own business person. You now have a team of people who can administer Zoom calls for you. And that's going to make you look so much more powerful, because your clients will be like, fuck, how young are you? 23, 24? And you're already having people run your business? Yeah, exactly. And I just want to be upfront right now that I'm going to be bringing on a trainer part of my team, because I'm bumping up my prices to 110. So if you want to continue to train with me, that's fine. That's my rate. Or I can have you work with my trainer, they get my stamp of approval. They're great at what they do, and they're going to be this much. That's how you can scale a business. And that's where you can ultimately work less, doing 15, 20 hours a week at 150. And then you have people who you're paying. Do you know how much you would get paid if you went to an Equinox as a new trainer?
You start out at like 20 something, right?
Yeah, you get $28 to $38. So you pay them $40. If you pay someone $40 on a $70 session, so good, you're at math, what do you get?
30. How
many hours in 2022 did you get paid for doing nothing? Nothing. So that's fun to think about, where it's like, oh, that's actually kind of cool. I could have someone essentially train for me. Maybe it's $50, maybe it's $60, whatever. You're making money off of someone else, but you're providing for them. That's the whole business model of expansion. And people say, well, I'm not getting paid enough. You say, great, go fuck yourself. Go to the next spot. I'm going to find someone who's going to be appreciative for me essentially giving you a $40 session.
Yeah. So one of my questions is like, so I'm leaning obviously now more towards the one on the right, the 1 time a week, 2 time a week, 3 time a week. Should I don't really want to give them this, because what they're probably going to do is look at like 1 or 2. Instead, should I, through the assessment, figure out what I think they need, and then tell them like, all right, so I think, 3 times a week is best for you, versus like someone else I might genuinely think like twice a week is good, in which case then I can just present that one and tell them how much it's going to be.
Yeah, I think that's a better solution. And especially when you get the reps in, they're gonna take that for what it's worth. So from what you told me, your goal was to do A and B, by this time C. I'm going to suggest you start with this 3-week program. It's going to be $849. How do you want to pay for it?
Okay. And then the other thing is, should I off the bat say there's like a 3-month commitment? Or I mean, I guess obviously it's up to me, but like, do you think I should do something like that?
Yeah, but I would also have a surcharge. So it's going to be a 3-month commitment. If you don't want to commit to 3 months, that's fine, but there's going to be 150 upfront surcharge, just because the clients who get results, they stick with me for a minimum of 3 months. If you go month to month and after a month you break it, what's going to happen is you're going to go out there and say, oh, that program sucked, but it was you who didn't do it. And so then I look bad. So I'm going to charge you upfront for it. It's the same thing we do with our NASM guide. I charge people more for it because you're not actually going through our program. So if you just want the fucking guide, it's $77. And people will reach out afterwards and complain and be like, well, I want the $50 one. Well, you should have signed up for it in the beginning then. It's not my fault that you made that decision. That's on you.
Okay. Yeah, cool. That's really helpful.
Mark?
Yeah, Chris, I guess this is more for Devin. Devin, first off, congratulations on those great numbers, man. To be your age and doing that, that's pretty impressive. So kudos to you, number one.
Thank
and
you.
then secondly is, and this is really, Chris, whether it's a question for you or Devin, maybe for you, one of the things that I have done recently in the last like 6 months, I see that you have a little bit of a lower rate if there's two people. I started charging a little bit more for two people. So if my rates right now are about 100 an hour, whenever I get a couple that wants to work out together, especially when their goals may be a little bit different, I explained to them up front that it's a little bit more work on my end. So my rates for two people are 150.
I think, Mark, I could be wrong, but I think that's what he has here. It's just maybe we're looking. So this is actually $80 total, right?
Yeah.
Do you see that, Mark?
So yeah, Mark, I had that exact same scenario. Like a couple came in the other day, and so they were like, okay, I see it's two people and it's 40. So I assume I double that. And I was like, yeah.
Got it. Okay.
Yes. If it's not a big deal, you can keep it as is, or if you do get more people asking that and they're confused, then you could just change it to 80 so they understand.
Correct. Yeah. Okay. I was just curious. I found more success with that, and just figured it's something I would share. When they signed up for the 150 for the couple, and it is a little bit more work. If you really spend that time on the individual programs to make it separate, and you explain that up front, I tell them up front, look, it's a little bit more work on my end. I'm going to make sure it's customized. And after the first or second workout, they see that you really spent that time. And Chris, this is one thing I took from you. I literally show them the workout. I don't keep it like on a clipboard. I put it right up on the wall, and it will say, Christian, these are the things you're doing. Ashley, this is the things you're doing. And when they see that, it's like a mental note that, wow, this guy really spent the time to really individualize the program. So they see that they're getting their money's worth. And it's been pretty successful. So I was just curious on what your thought was on that, but it looks good, man. Really great job with it.
Thanks, Mark.
I'm going to post in the story after this, Devin. I just got your approval because I just told you to do it, but I'm going to share your success because that's great.
All right. Sounds good. Thanks.
See the difference of me asking permission and then assuming. See, that's the big difference. Devin, would you please let me post this? No, this is what we're doing, Devin. So you have any other questions or?
No, I think that's good. Do you like that model kind of on the right?
I like it. I'm going to challenge you for April I want to see a dollar amount that you're doing outside of this, whether if it's a nutritional consultation, whether if you finally get your first online client. I want to see you start making money in a stream that is not one-on-one training. Or I mean, not even in that, not in any way, but maybe like a Zoom call would suffice as well. So, maybe that's one where you even consult with someone like Mark and talk to him, because Mark is king of Bark and Thumbtack, where maybe, are you familiar with those?
No.
Yeah. You're 23, dude. So you don't have kids, right? No, you don't have, if you have the world at your fingertips. So like, this is the time to double down on you. It's like, why not spend 2 hours a day taking some of that 11 grand, put 1,000 into, and Mark would say that's a lot, but put 1,000 into Thumbtack and Bark. These are apps where you can find clients, do consult online, and pick up 2, 3, 4 clients that are paying $200-300 a month online. And you could legitimately double your income in 3 to 6 months.
And Chris, I'm going to be a little selfish here and do a very horrible plug to my embroidery business. But Devin, if you have a logo and you sell fitness gear, I do embroidery. So a lot of interns or even people that I just deal with, they would love to support you. So if they buy a hoodie from you, I charge you whatever, $30. You charge them $50. You're making $20 for those clients you already have. So, to Chris's point, he's always challenging everyone on different streams of revenue, and it really works out. You do it right, and there are so many opportunities. Chris always does a great job at making my mind think a little bit, but there are definitely ways. And Bark is just bark.com. It's basically like fishing in a barrel. People are on there, they're looking for you as a trainer, and if you're willing to put up some upfront costs, it's really not that much. A lot of people are like, I don't want to spend the money. I disagree 100%. Sometimes you got to spend a little. And I've probably made my money back tenfold at least on the clients that I've gotten from Bark. I've probably got about 80% of my clients through Bark, and then the rest of them came through referrals that I got from those people. So definitely something to look at.
Are those in-person clients or online?
Yeah, so they're in person. So when you go on to Bark, you basically put in your zip code and you want to look at any clients or potential clients within 30, 50 miles, whatever your range is. And, you know, I'm a big fan of the phone call, where a lot of the times when I get these people on the phone, they tell me that they got 10 emails from different people. But the difference for me was that I called them. So as soon as you pay for the lead, let's just say you purchase $50 worth of credits. If Chris Hitchko puts on there that he's looking for a trainer 2 times a week, and he lives in whatever area, it'll tell you this credit's going to be worth 12 credits. And so you would click on it. As soon as you click on it, it'll deduct the 12 credits from your account, and you get access to their telephone number and email address. And again, I'm a big fan of the phone call. I may be old school. I'm 47, but the reality is people like to talk to people. And most of the time they'll tell me, I went with you because you called me and I closed the deal over the phone, versus people are waiting for an email. And to me, that's like Burger King. You can't just, you know, a lot of people are just waiting for somebody to pull up and place an order. No way. Pick up that phone, call them, and you do your thing. But I found a lot of success with it.
Now,
And
Mark, do you know if you can make your radius exponential and get leads from anywhere?
Yeah, you can, you know, I get
That's
leads
where you
all
can
the
do
time.
online, Devin, is I had someone who, can you do nutrition on there, Mark, or is it just training?
Yes, you can do nutrition as well.
So what I've had success with is do nutrition, because trainers aren't smart and trainers only go for trainers. And so then you have trainers searching in that certified bucket. And this is worldwide though, so nationwide. So then you go nutritionist, and you're a nutritionist, and you get someone on the phone, you talk about their current diet, and then you basically, they're going to want to know macros or whatever. And you say, okay, so what's your current workout plan? And they're like, oh, I do yoga once a week, or I walk. It's like, well, I'm a trainer first, I'm a nutritionist second. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to design a workout plan for you. This is week by week. It's only $25 a week, ends up being 100 per month, or if you want to double it, do 50. And so it's an online program. You work with me. We do 1 Zoom workout per week. And what that includes is A, B, C, and D. And then you can start doing Zooms while you're getting your online business up as well.
Cool. Yeah, it's helpful. And thanks, Mark, too.
You're welcome.
So that's some good double teaming right there, some business stuff right there from different angles and trainers who are doing, which is great. And I find these very helpful. I think they are, because you guys get to see people actually implementing the strategies. So for those that are newer, and you may be thinking like, oh my God, I don't even know how much I'm going to charge. I don't know. I don't have a website, or I don't have any reviews on one of these sites. You download Thumbtack and you have your family members and your friends start leaving you reviews. And you do that by sending them the review. So Devin, I really appreciate you to leave a book review for Show Up Fitness. And his mind goes, I don't give a shit. This is not high on my priority list. So if I were to text him afterwards and say, hey, Devin, I would really appreciate a book review, something along the lines of this. Oh my God, I love this book. It was great. I love this. I love this. Chris is great, blah, blah. I write it for him. Then I send it. So all they need to do is copy it and then paste it. It takes away that thought. So do that for your clients for these Thumbtack and other ones. And so you can start getting more reviews, and everyone can start now. You can start getting leads this week. You have to pay for them, but that's